Welcome back to Create, Nourish, Move. Let's talk about staying committed to your yoga practice. This is something that can be really challenging to do, especially when we're really busy and we can't find time to roll out our mat. But even just making it to your mat shows your determination, your inner fire, and your drive to get better at yoga, to reach your goals, to feel your best, and to be healthier. I'm going to share a few tips with you on how I keep coming back to my mat, things that help me stay encouraged and motivated. So in yoga, we have the yamas and the niyamas. The yamas are personal restraints, and the niyamas are personal observances. So we have the self-restraints and then the things that we should try to work towards. And tapas, or inner fire, is one of the personal observances, or niyamas. And tapas means to burn off any impurities. So it means to keep going, maybe even if you have a story that you're telling yourself why you can't come to your yoga mat. Something that's holding you back or thoughts that are negative, it's burning through those. And that's a way that I stay committed to my yoga practice. If you're contemplating how to stick with it, here's 3 tips I have for you to make it back to your mat. Number 1 is to be creative. I've done yoga in some pretty weird places. I've rolled out my mat in laundromats. I've rolled out my mat in parking lots. I've done yoga when it's way too cold to be doing yoga outside, and even in my camper van where I can barely spread my mat out. So if you're willing to try yoga in maybe places you don't normally do it, or for time durations that you wouldn't normally do it, maybe it's a shorter practice, or maybe it's a more cerebral practice instead, doing a meditation, and it could just be 5 to 15 minutes a day. It doesn't always need to be a fully fledged studio class. Which leads me to my next tip. Tip number 2 is online yoga. Most of my yoga practice is done online. I personally use Yoga Glow. I have access to all of my teachers on there. There's so many great things online that you can do, and you can use them to keep learning too. You can do yoga online in the form of trainings. You can do yoga online in the form of retreats, which I offer. There's so many options out there, and I think keeping learning in a way that's affordable is a way to keep sticking with your yoga practice, because it can be expensive. Always going to the studio or trainings, it's great, but I think it's better to be able to sprinkle that in mixed with online yoga as well. So that helps me stay really committed to my practice, because I know it's there for me every day. I just roll out my mat, put my computer there, and do my practice. Especially in the winter time when it's cold and we don't really want to put on our coat and our socks and our boots just to go to the yoga studio to heat up our car. Sometimes it's easier just to roll out of bed and come to your mat right away. Your yoga practice is done and you're sticking with it. The last tip is to be patient and laugh. So your body might not always respond the way you want it to. Your yoga practice might not always look the way you expected it to. When you show up on your mat, it's different every day. So it's essential to be patient with yourself. It's essential to allow your body to work on its own time. When you force it to do something, it's never good. That's how we make injury, and that's how we get frustrated with ourselves. So be patient and make it fun. I really believe that yoga should be not so serious. It should be something that we do and we smile. It makes us feel better and allows us to enjoy ourselves, get to know ourselves better, and feel great in our bodies and in our attitude. So be creative, try online yoga and keep learning, and make sure you're patient, you laugh, and you have fun. So I hope you enjoy your practice and stay wildly well.
Warst du nicht auch mal hier?